So the water softener's been giving me some issues. I have purchased this rotor disc seal kit. Um, Tried a whole bunch of different things trying to fix this issue. It just won't get the water soft, and it's been ongoing for a long time now. Last week I fully replaced the venturi assembly. I didn't think that was the issue, but I still replaced it just in case it wasn't the issue. So the final only remaining thing with this is these the seals for the rotor disc. Really hope this is the issue. Just going straight by the instructions, and step 1, they say to stick it in bypass and then manually force a recharge and let the recharge run for 10 minutes before shutting it off. Bypass on this, simply push it, and I'm gonna force the recharge immediately. So you might be able to see it says recharge now. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna pause the camera, let it run for 10 minutes like it says, and then just start recording again. At this point, I've let it run like it said for at least 10 minutes. I've unplugged it from the wall, and now I'm gonna remove. I've already removed the top cover. You should be able to at least get to there. Alright, I'm going to mark this. So I know what one where. Alright, have that cover off. 5/16. 1, 2, back around the back. 3, 4, 5. Just pull it off. Just gonna break them all loose. Make sure nothing's stripped. Okay, this one, it looks like we may not be able to reach that without removing the motor. And then these ones on the top of the motor are 1/4 inch. Alright, so motor came right off. Gonna loosen all these up. I got a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna throw them all in. Let's move these. Pull them all out. Okay, they all came out without too much of an issue. This last one, gonna have to use a screwdriver on it. It's getting too close. Or I guess I can remove this top. I guess I'll remove this top plate. I've removed all the screws from this top plate. I'm gonna take the top plate off. Now I can get to this one without any kind of issue. Gonna pull the exhaust off. Oh man, I don't know if you saw, but there are chunks of look like rubber in there. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that, but there were definitely some chunks of rubber in there. So at this point I was actually able to get it cleaned up pretty good, as you can see. And so now I'm gonna just starting with the instructions. It says first to install the rotor seal, and that is this big one right here. It's pretty clean in there. Alright, so I put the rotor seal in there. It says to put the grease on it. Got to put the camera down for this, but basically in the picture kind of shows like a groove kind of up, and you can feel that in the seal itself. And that's what I kind of have, like the peak is on the top. I'm going to put the camera down so I can actually put this silicone on it. It says pretty light, so I'm just going to use my finger on this. Let's try to rub it around. Whatever was causing all that rubber in here was not this seal. It was something else. Okay, it says next to apply the plastic seal that goes right on top of this. It has areas on it for the groove to fit in there. And it says to basically to shove it down. Next, they say to do the figure 8. This figure 8, there is a groove side. It says groove side down. You'll put a small amount of silicone on it. Okay, next it says the drain seal. And that'd be this piece right here. So next it says assemble the 2 O-rings and the wave washer onto the rotor disc. These are the 2 O-rings, and man, this is really chewed up in here. Look at that. I mean, that's bad. That's where most of this rubber is coming from. I gotta go take that off. I'm just gonna clean that off. So this is the rotor and disc. And also a note that is I found in the instructions, it says lubricate all O-rings with silicone. So at this point it says to put the two washers above the wave washer. This is what they're calling the wave washer. Everything's nice and clean in there now. Just have this final large O-ring to do. Alright, so I got the top cover. Just gonna set this O-ring in here. Goes in pretty easy. Set it on nice and easy. Exhaust port was back here. Okay, it moves okay. Have no complaints about it, how it's working. So we had this piece, which was pretty much in here. Okay, so the top goes on here, the metal top, the little screws on it. I put this switch back on, this plate. Just a few little small screws here. This one has this real long black screw that goes down here. This goes through that switch, the actual switch. Okay, so need the exhaust. Checked it out, there's no blockages or anything. Everything was flowing good with that. Okay, don't forget that, or you'll make a mess once you start running it. And motor. Okay, kind of popped right in there. It's only two, even though there's tons of holes all over the top of this. That's pretty much it. It is reassembled. Just need to put the cover back on. Wires are back in place. It says to plug it back in. And then it says open some faucets in the house and slowly switch the bypass back out to allow the air to bleed out. Alright, I'm going to pause it, let open faucet. Okay, I'm running it now. I opened the faucets up. They're actually still open. It's still on the recharge from originally when switching it on. And got water coming into here. Alright, cross your fingers. I'll check it in a little bit and see if it actually worked.